Greetings, programs. Welcome back to ArcNeo Reviews. So, today we have a double feature of Warrior class robots from RiD 2015, and we're going to be taking a look at Bumblebee and Steeljaw, or Steelbane. I can't remember. Steel Wolfman. Now, off the bat, first thing to know, reason I'm looking at these guys together is they were sent to me. They weren't in a box or anything, but they were still in like their plastic bubble. And it was one plastic bubble, so I know that somehow, some form, these two came together, keeping them together. Other thing to know, I do not have Bumblebee's sword. He did come with just I believe the sword was blue, but it was just a plain clear sword, went on underneath the robot mode. I don't have that. That was not sent to me. But we still got the bee man himself, so go ahead and look at that. As you can see, this is that from that era where Bumblebee just became weird, kind of muscly, kind of sports car things. Basically, Camaro Bumblebee made Hasbro a whole lot of money, and so they didn't want to put him back to being a Volkswagen just yet. Pretty neat car mode, actually. I know that there are, like, sticker sets you can get to give it more detail. I'm actually pretty happy with it as is. Nice clear blue windshield, blue headlights for some reason. Actually pretty clean underneath, doesn't just look like a robot under there, which is neat. Rolls fine. That's a thing I guess I'm supposed to mention. I don't know. I don't normally, but whatever. Transformation on this guy, it's pretty simple, but also kind of cool. First thing you're going to want to do is come up here and bring the two halves of the roof forward on their double hinges. It can take a second to get them out. I mean, here, easier first step. Just get his doors untabbed. And then flip this piece up. And it will, eventually it will tab in there. Go ahead and just bring the doors out a little bit. Now you've got better grip. Go ahead, get up his roof of the car. Bring it down on the double hinge, like I mentioned. Doesn't tab in or anything, they just come down and, kind of click in a bit. Come up here, free up his shoulders, bring them out. Take this piece, it's also on a double hinge, so it'll reveal the head. Then bring it down, and it'll just sit there kind of on its back, cover up part of this at least. Rotate him around at the waist. Go ahead and split the legs, which are very, very tight on mine. And then bring down his feet. And there you have your Warrior class Bumblebee in robot mode. And it's a pretty good little Bumblebee, all things considered. This was when they started definitely, simplifying things a bit, but it's still a nice mold. He's got his classic, door wings going on in the background here. Or on his back, not in the background. But, he's got those. He's got nice big shoulder pads. This is when he was actually leading the Autobots. So, he's got a little bit more of a warrior look to him than before. Other than a little bit of back kibble, it ends up being a decently clean transformation, which I do appreciate, especially for this line. Posability-wise, the head is on a ball joint, so you get some up and down, bit of rotation. It's quite stiff on mine, but it is there. You can kind of wiggle the head back and forth. You do have the, I can't think of the word, dumbbell hinge that the shoulders are on, so you do get some up and down as well as outward movement. That can be hindered because of all the like the shape of the shoulders and everything, but there is outward movement if you get things in the right position. You've got a rotation that, again, could move more if things weren't in the way. He's got about 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. He does also have a rotation just above the elbow. Nothing at the wrist. He's got a waist rotation. Legs are on, let's see, I believe that's a universal joint. I'm trying to get my joint names correct here, but his legs can go out, they can go forward, they can go back some. He's got a swivel right there on his thigh. He's got that many degrees of bend on the knee, and you can bend the toes back up if you want, but that's about all you get. In light of me not having his proper sword, here's the sword from the Voyager Beast Hunters Optimus. Just to say I gave this Bumblebee a sword like he's supposed to have. But yeah, overall, he's a decent little figure, but very much the show stealer here is Mr. Steel Wolfman. This thing is really, really awesome in my opinion. I love this car mode. Like, first of all, anyone who doesn't know, the Decepticons in this series, their robot modes were animalistic. This guy is, a wolf, as you're about to see here in a bit, but, like, you can get the wolfiness from the car mode, from lack of better terms. Like, it's got kind of a similar silhouette to a wolf head. It's got that feel to it. I'm not sure how else to say it. Up here, his weapon does store on the top of the car mode. Just a tab on the bottom. Plugs in right there. Look at that more later. Again, not super, just robot under a vehicle, which is cool. A lot of figures in this line were just turn it over, there they are. So, yeah, these two both avoided that, which is neat. Transformation on this guy is a little weird. It might take me a little bit to remember how to do it correctly. Even worse than Bumblebee. I did not get directions with either of these guys. They didn't even have directions, actually, on this whole line, unless you saved your card backs. Something I really wish they hadn't gone back to. But you're going to come in the back here, pull out the wolf tail, and basically just kind of make the whole car explode. Is the easiest way to say it. Start wiggling things free, and eventually you'll be able to turn those things into other things. So, bring down the sides here, pull out his arms, and then fold those panels up. It sort of tabs in there, but not really. But it does close things up and make it look nice. And you want to pull on it actually pretty hard, because as you can see, there's a little pin there that's going down this track and forming the elbow joint. That pin can be a little bit tricky to get it to actually, like, lock into position at the end. So that is a thing you're going to have to deal with. And on this side, it's particularly hard to do on mine. So you really have to listen for that click. Even then, I have to, like, very carefully get the elbow to bend that first time. Because you will see, like, the plastic here being pushed apart if you're doing it wrong. And I would prefer not to break this guy. So, come down here, and unfold the very strange legs that he's got. Do that again here. Get things relatively straightened out. Again, this guy kind of preserves the whole wolf motif in his stance and everything. So he's got, kind of backwards knees and stuff like a dog would. Bring the tail down, get that out of here. Then eventually here, pull up the head, and then you'll bring these panels back up. There's a tab right there that will slot in there. Both sides. And make sure I got this right. Yeah, this back panel it really throws you off because of the very obvious seam going through it. You expect it to do something. I still look at it and expect that I need to do something with it. It just chills there. But there we have Wolfman in his robot mode. And this is a really, really cool design. I definitely wish that they would bring it back. Head sculpt is absolutely fantastic. Nice silver paint, yellow eyes. I do really like the way that they extend the windshield a little bit for this mode, with this extra little bit coming from the shoulder piece. Just overall, really cool. Other than, this little chunk here, again, very non-kibbly. A little bit on the arms here. I wish these panels actually, locked down. They do just kind of flop around pretty easily. But still, really cool. Posability. Head is, I think that's just a swivel. It's hard to tell. Oh, yeah. This goes back farther. But, the head can turn at least. I'm 90% sure that's just a mushroom peg in there. Arms can rotate. Not all the way around because of the shoulder spike there, but they rotate. You can move them out. We've got a swivel right there in the bicep. Little bit past 90 degrees at the elbow there. As best I can show it. Nothing at the waist. Ball joint at the hips, so it's you can go forward. Back, again, stuff in the way. Only out a little bit. He's got a rotation there in the thigh. He's got a knee there. And you can fold the ankle, I guess, forward. So, the leg can collapse down in some good, kind of hunting poses. And then the tail is on a hinge and then has two ball joints in the middle. So you end up with pretty decent range on the tail. Not a ton side to side, but, enough and quite a bit up and down. And another one of the few downsides on this guy is the feet themselves are not actually flat. So in order to pose this guy in robot mode, you do have to use the tail as, an extra point of stability. But, if you do, he ends up looking really cool. You can go ahead, take his weird little Wolverine claw weapon here. Just black and silver, pretty simple. But go ahead, put that in his hand. Give the wolf some claws. And, overall, yeah, I know that these two are from the, the simplified kitty toy line. But you can tell that they still tried with these guys, They hadn't gotten, I guess, as cynical as they did, later with the Cyberverse line and stuff, where we've definitely gotten some mediocre figures. These two they're simple, but they're still pretty cool. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.